LPT Realty is not what you think it is. When I first heard about it, I brushed it off. I honestly thought it was just like a knockoff version of EXP, all right? Another cloud brokerage trying to cut corners and offer agents a discount model that really ends up costing them more in the long run. But here's what threw me off, all right? I was seeing some of the most smart, strategic agents and team leaders make the move. Okay, these are people that I respected, people who had options. So I started digging, not just into like the marketing, but into the systems, the support, the back end, and the leadership. And what I found actually changed everything. Now, before I jump into the entire video right here and break it all down for you, here's what you got to do. You got to subscribe to the channel. We're always giving you the best, most relevant information on all things real estate. Make sure you share, comment, and like this video. But before you even do that, if you are doing your research and you learn about LPT from somebody else, but yet you're learning the details from me, you have to slow down and think, should you reach out to me as well? Here's the benefit. You might think, oh no, I can't reach out to Isaac because this other person introduced me to LPT. But Isaac seems to have the best information on all things real estate as it relates to LPT. Here's the beautiful part about LPT that you might not know, that you can name up to 2 sponsors. When you join the brokerage, you can name the person that introduced you, the person that kind of had you understanding what LPT might be, but didn't really have all the details like you needed. Well, if you find that someone like me would be a benefit to partnering with you with not just my knowledge on LPT, but my knowledge in real estate. I've helped build some of the biggest teams and brokerages in the United States, and I'm just getting warmed up and I'm looking for people to partner with. All right. So here's what you can do. At the end of this video, or even right now, book one-on-one time with me. I'll explain to you how it works and how you can end up partnering with me and potentially the person that introduced you to LPT in the first place, because there's a good chance you might have heard it from somebody else. Well, I can partner with them and both of us can be combined to help you. We would both have an incentive to see you grow. So don't take that for granted. All right. So let's jump into the video because that's enough of that. All right. Now, here's what most people get wrong. Okay. They assume LPT is only for low producers, right? Agents who want to cut costs and skate by with as little as possible. Now, that couldn't actually be further from the truth, and I'll prove that. All right. This isn't a discount brokerage with no real backbone. Okay. LPT is different. It's a marketing company first, and that means it's stacked with tools, systems, and support that go way beyond what traditional brokerages offer, okay? No matter what your split is, all right? Now, they also think people join LPT for revenue share or stock, right? Like we're all chasing some lottery ticket because we're early adopters. Look, we're early adopters because the model makes sense, okay? You got to listen up. The real ones, we ran the numbers, okay? We looked at the systems, the listing tools, the back end, the leadership, the strategy, and the long-term vision. This isn't just about getting in early, all right? It's about getting in smart. So let's talk about what makes LPT actually really dangerous in the best way possible, I mean, for agents who really want to grow, all right? One, you don't just get some fancy website or discounted CRM. You get listing power tools, the listing power pack, full prospecting systems, open house kits, all tangible assets designed to drive real activity, real listings, and real results. These aren't gimmicks, all right? These tools were developed by a marketing company that agents already loved before. Remember, LPT was not even a brokerage, but it was already helping agents all across the United States. These systems worked in multiple brands because they were good. They were that good. And now they're just centralized, streamlined, trained on, supported. And at the center of all that is actually a guy named Robert Palmer. All right, he's a billionaire, but not because he inherited anything, okay? But because he mastered one thing better than anyone else in the mortgage space. That's marketing. All right, we're talking TV, radio, print, digital. He didn't just compete, he dominated. So when someone like that builds a real estate company, it's not about hype, all right? It's about execution. One of the things that really sets LPT apart, besides the marketing muscle, by the way, is the model itself. Okay, LPT is fully cloud-based. So what that means is there's no overhead, no big bloated brick and mortar cost, and that efficiency actually gets passed right back to us, the agents. And here's what's wild. You get to choose how you're compensated. You've got 2 paths, okay? If you're looking to maximize your net income, the business builder plan is just $500 in commission per transaction, capped at $5,000 a year. That's it. All right. Super lean, super flexible. There are transaction fees and an E&O fee, but it's $195 per transaction and $500 for the whole year. By the way, all that's taken out of commissions, nothing up front, no sign-up fee, no monthly fee. All right. That stands for both plans. I'm going to get into the second one now. All right. So if you want to build long-term wealth, the Brokerage Partner Plan gives you an 80-20 split capped at $15,000 for the year, but with added perks. All right. We're talking additional stock awards and revenue share that you can get. And here's the kicker. You can switch plans as your business grows. There's literally no other brokerage giving agents this kind of control. Okay. This is agent first by design, not by accident. And that's why the results actually speak for themselves. Because here's the thing, LPT became the number 10 brokerage in the US by units sold, okay? In just our third year. You heard that, in just 3 years, number 10 in the nation. That's the fastest any brokerage has ever reached that milestone. Okay, we're also the fastest growing brokerage in US history when it comes to agent count. All right, over 15,000 in less than 3 years. And we're already hitting number 14 nationwide in volume sold according to Real Trends. All right, with over 20 states still unopened and not even transacting when that data was submitted. Okay, so when people say LPT is just for low producers, they don't know what they're talking about. The numbers tell a very different story. If you're even a little curious about whether LPT might be the right fit for you, don't guess. All right, let's talk. Click the link below and book a one-on-one call with me. I'll walk you through exactly how the model works, what the tools are, and how it can fit your business. Now, that's whether you're a solo agent, a team leader, or building something big like a brokerage. Because if you're serious about growth, you owe it to yourself to take a closer look.